You got to survive the downturns, right? And you got to stick to it. Everybody's an investor when the market's hot. Like, look right now, everybody is in. I told you about Bitcoin, nigga. Where was you when the market was collapsing, bro? Right? So I'm not saying that to, like, give myself a pat on the back. I'm saying that to say that a lot of y'all who fell off, you don't realize you cost yourself your dream life, or you set the time back. Like, you would have had your dream life already, but now you probably got to push it back 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You would have been there already. You would have been there already. And then another thing too is, like, I've been on this journey for a long time, right? I've been on this journey since I was 18 years old. I'm 33 years old. So I've seen the market go high, go low, go high, go low, go high, go low. So that's why I have supreme confidence to say I'm buying these assets at the bottom. And the whole world could tell me I'm wrong, but I know that, if you haven't done your research, it doesn't matter how many people oppose my opinion, because I've done more research than you, right? There's like a quote that says, like, the opinion of 10,000 men don't matter if they don't master a subject. So a bunch of uninformed people giving me their opinion about what I'm doing with my money, like, nigga, if you knew what to do with your money, you would be rich. So check this out. When I went to go sell my rental properties, I went to the bank and they gave me, like, the cashier's check. And I gave them the cashier's check and they were depositing on my account. So then the lady at the bank is like, she's like, oh, what are you gonna do with the money? I'm like, I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin. It was like maybe $500,000. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin. She's like, oh, you should work with our guy. He's one of the top investors, blah, 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 like that, right? And I'm like, nah, it's cool. I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin. She's like, are you sure? He's like one of the best in the region. And in my mind, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, respectfully, you can't be that good if you're here. You know what I'm saying? Because what that is saying is that you manage other people's money, but you haven't managed your own money so well that you're free. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. That's how the whole system is set up. Like, nigga, you put money in a 401k, you put money in a TSP, you put money in your Roth IRA and some mutual fund, and there's some manager managing it. You know who the fuck that is. You don't know what the experience is, anything. You don't know, like, you don't even know if the nigga got 2 eyeballs. Right? So I was just saying that just to say, like, think about how quickly somebody would give over the right to their wealth and their, like, to some random dude. Like, nigga, you work at the bank, bro. Like, no disrespect to that, but, like, you haven't bought your own freedom. You know what I'm saying? You have not bought your own freedom.
Bro.
Talk to us, Street.
He said you don't even know if he got 2 eyeballs. Okay, so for people don't know who that is, that's Chris Johnson, former military guy. Somebody I look up to in the investment world. Filthy rich at this point, self-made dude, and has been on Bitcoin as it went up, as it went back down to 16,000. He showed us. We watched him buy and buy and buy and buy. And now he's just talking to people and telling people that, no, listen, it's not too late. Like, don't think it's too late. It is just the beginning of something that's going to be worth a lot of money. Right. But I can't keep standing here telling you the same thing. Why we start with this, man? Because I think financial stuff need to be in the middle of all this entertainment shit we do, Hayes. And give me a minute, Hayes. I think financial stuff needs to be in the minute of all this entertainment shit we do, because we love to be entertained. We love to dance. We love to root for teams. We love our women love to shake their ass. We love to just do fun stuff. Where everybody around us are doing business stuff. Saying, hey, we got some more fun stuff over here. $15. Hey, we got some more fun stuff over here. $30. I never ever want to just be knowing the place that the people, whether they black, Spanish, or people who are from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, knowing the fight, the struggle that they have to be financially, you know what I'm saying, stay financially on top of water. I don't ever just want to be entertainment in this shit. Like, I don't. Because there's messages and there's things I've studied and worked really hard to find out that people need to hear. I asked Hayes to invest in Bitcoin 3 years ago, and I asked him again, and I asked him again, and I asked him again, and he finally did, and his money went down, and I had to hear him calling me talking about the street. Boy, I'm down 50%. And I was like, Hayes, you got to buy more.
Yeah,
He you totally don't understand that. Hayes, you gotta buy more, bro. Like, this is the only time we can make money, Hayes, is when it's down. Straight them down, bro. I don't know. Shit don't feel good. Dog, listen. Shake it off. You gotta buy more. This is the only time you can make money. Now you up how much, Hayes?
32%.
Now is not the time to buy. It's not. All you can do is smile now. Be like, damn, street, we up there. That's a lesson he learned. It's going to go back down again, and next time he'll know.
Hey.
But that's the journey. that's the journey, dog. That's the journey.
So to your point, like I said, you rolled out. First of all, welcome everybody to Hayes Street, man. I'm Coach Hayes. That's my dog, D Streeter. This is a sports show, like he was saying, but we do talk about everything from ball to Bitcoin. You understand? That was actually what this show was going to be called before we went with Hayes Street. Am I right?
For Bitcoin and ball, yeah.
Yeah. And so to your point, right? And I think to the gentleman's point, Chris Johnson, right?
Right.
You know, it's funny he said that, and I understand what he's saying. And shout out to Juan Manuel right here. He said, the man has a good point. Financial literacy is important as nutrition and health. I totally agree. And I thought you just brought up a very good point about being entertained. What people don't realize, the entertainers are taking the money that you're giving them to be entertained and doing business with it, whether it's Bitcoin, real estate, other business ventures, whatever. They're making some form of investment to grow the money, right? And like you always say about the seed. I always remember you saying this about the seed. I think you told me Luke said that. Maybe I might be wrong, but anyway, about the seed, right? If you don't, if you don't eat off the fruit of the tree and you eat the seed, it will never grow. And so that's what we have a tendency to do. We eat the seed, which is our paycheck every week. We don't ever put the paycheck away and let it grow and eat off the fruit of the tree, if that makes sense, what we're saying. And there's 1,001 different ways to invest money. There's things that's risky, not as risky, more risky, less risky. I get it. And so when you look at Bitcoin, it is new and it is a lot to it. And sometimes you have to be forward thinking. I mean, I always think about Mark Cuban. I love watching Shark Tank. I love watching Shark Tank. And I thought about Mark Cuban having the foresight to understand the internet and understand how to bring sports to the people through the internet, and was like, this is going to be the future. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be the future. And that's how he made all of his money. You know?
It feels right. Right. So this is why we're having this conversation. Like, because for the people who don't know where this is coming from, because I mean, a lot of y'all work, head down, you got kids, life is just lifing. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're having a conversation. This here is Bitcoin. This is a weekly chart. Every bar equals a week. So let's go to a monthly chart. Let's see.
A doggone Wolf of Wall Street around this thing. What you got going, Steve?
This is Bitcoin monthly chart. This is the entire life of Bitcoin right here. You're looking at. Hey, this is the entire life of Bitcoin. If I would have told you back here at 11,000 that this is how Bitcoin life would have looked, this is the entire life. It went up, it dipped, gave you a chance to buy again, it dipped, stayed down, and now it's at what we call an all-time high. It touched 93,000 today.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's going to touch 100,000 before this year is over. They thought that wasn't going to happen until 2025 sometime. This is the entire life of Bitcoin. This is where it came from in 2017. It was $3,500. It went up to about 70. That was the peak where we was like, oh my God. And then it went right back down to 15,000. And that's what people thought. That's what Rick Ross was saying. Where y'all crypto heads at? Yeah. Ha. Remember Rick Ross was talking? But I think Rick Ross was just trying to pull somebody in to help him. That's what I believe. With crypto at the time where he knew it was time to buy. 15,000 in January 23, 90,000 in November of 24.
Mm.
You couldn't put your money. There ain't nothing you could have put your money in that did that. And the reason I started getting forceful with these conversations is because I need y'all to hear me, dog. Like, this is something you could do from your house. You ain't got to go sit down with a suit, sign up, or none of that. It's free for anybody to do it.
Let me ask you this, Street, and I don't know if you know this off the rip because I know we're talking numbers. Let's just say, go back there to that first peak, the highest peak on the first one. Go back
70,
further.
The very first one right here.
Further.
64.
No, further back. The very right there, the highest peak right there. How much was it?
20,000 in January 18.
So, and I don't know if you know the calculator, but let's say if somebody put $1,000 in there at that time, how much would they have made to today's date? If they just put 1,000 in, put it away like they do. Remember how we used to do CDs back in the day? Remember those CDs and bonds and stuff? Imagine somebody just put 1,000. What would that look like today?
Hold on, let me do the math.
November 13th. And while he's chopping that up, I'll go ahead and say some things too. You know, a lot of this too takes education, right? You got to educate yourself. And that's what my thing was. I'm very black and white. And I looked at it and I'm saying, Street, what is that? I'm trying to get an explanation and an understanding. And so he did a good job explaining stuff to me. I didn't get it the first time, right? It ain't like football for me. Football, I understand it. I don't need pencil and paper. I can see it in the air. Like I can see football in the air. And for some people, they can see Bitcoin in the air and they can't see football in the air. So everybody has a thing, but you have to learn stuff a different way. I had to pick up the pen and paper. I had to go watch some videos. You sent me some videos. Then he talked to me some more about it, you know? And so some people are like that. And here's what I'll say about it. You got to find through this world, we got to find ways to invest your money to do things to make it grow. You can't just plant the seed and hope something comes up, you know? And that's just what it is. And right. And a lot of things that are new are unknown. And so therefore I get it. And I know, I guess there's some risk to it. I guess you could tell me that, Street, if you can, but you know, we do feel like on this show.
Yeah, it's very volatile. I mean, it's the risk. It's very volatile. You watch the money go up and down.
Yeah.
So if you put $1,000 in then and you didn't add anything else, you would have $4,500 now.
Wow. So you made $3,500 off of that.
Yeah. Just not doing anything. Just sitting there. Yeah.
So if I put $1 million in, I would have 3.5 million.
That's exactly how it works. It's all percentages. Yep.
10 million, I would have 30.5.
Yeah. Just sitting there. If you put $1,000 in there, you would put 10,000, you would have 45,000.
Gotcha. So with that being said, like I say, it's things I highly, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, but I highly suggest you go out there. It's a lot of research. We literally have all the answers in our pocket. And while you're sitting there, like you say, go get entertained by that. I've been seeing a lot of things too, talking about learning. The same amount of time you spend thumbing through Instagram or whatever, spend a half of that learning something. And you'll be surprised what you know. I do that myself now. I've actually picked up on trying to find something educational to do a little bit as well, instead of just social media thumbing through stuff and watch crazy videos like I don't see how videos in the long run. Shout out to Dave Simmons in the building. What's up with you, Dave? But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We thought it was a great way to start the show off because it's an all-time high. And you know, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and you forget. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, I want to kick myself about Bitcoin. I was in high school and a friend told me about it when it was $1 a coin. He told me to buy 210 years in 10 years sale. It was 10 years later, like 42K, I guess a P. I don't know what a P is.
See, that's a whole, yeah. See, now that's a whole nother, yeah. My mentor used to try to get me to buy it when it was nothing. $5, $100. And to me, it was like he was talking gibberish, the same way I sounded to you.
Mm-hmm.
It was worth nothing. They was still playing with it in Dungeons and Dragons or something.
Sonic.
He was trying to get me to buy it. That's a whole different thing right there. If you would have bought 3 of them at $500, now you would have $180,000. That's a whole different thing. Yeah,
because
if you were able to buy one, right? So some people saw it when it was $200. Some people saw it when it was $100. If you bought 5 for $100, today you would have 90 times 5.
Okay.
But you would have to understand, right? You would have had to go through all these peaks and valleys. And that's what people don't understand. You would have had to make it through all of these ups and downs, and you just would have to understand that, listen, this is going up. It's just very volatile. A lot of people couldn't make it through all these ups and downs because they didn't have the faith. It was scary. The government was going to stop it, and they didn't have enough knowledge.
So let me ask you this. That very first peak up there is $1,000, right? I mean, not 1,000, but we said if you put in 1,000. I'm just using 1,000 for math's sake because it's easy math. At no point, once it started to make that big rise, where's all that green going straight up? Right in there. After that point, right after that point, it never went below that very first peak, correct?
It came back right here in 2023. That's when I say Chris Johnson was like, oh, 16,000, boy, I'm buying more. I'm finna get me 10 Bitcoin. It came back to right here, right? So imagine, so it came back to 16,000, which is the peak, right? That's the support. See, what you're saying is significant. You just don't know it.
No, I get it.
It came right back to the peak, which is the support. That's where all the buyers and sellers are. And then it began to go back up. And the rest is just history. But everybody that's in it know it's long term. You have to know it's long term. And this is not even a long time. This is 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You have a lot of financial programs out there that are 5-year commitments. You know, some of them are 10-year commitments. Just through financial things, you know, different TSAs and so forth and so on. Hell, even real estate could be a long-term investment, right?
Right.
I mean, you look at homes out here that I'll just say this. I'll say it like this. I know someone that bought a home that was 5 figures. So that's in the tens of thousands. I won't say exact numbers, right? In the tens of thousands, and sold it in the 6-figure market, which is in the hundreds of thousands. But it happens over time. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything that you can put in and get back immediately. Those where scams come in, you know, in my opinion.
I just want to say this. I know a lot of people don't understand this, right? And to get into something when you don't understand, like you said, Mark Cuban invested in the internet. He could see it, right? But for most people, dog, in order to get in something early, it has to be the moment where you can't see it. 10 years ago, I could see what YouTube was. I thought YouTube was television to me. I saw the commercials.
And they didn't have commercials then.
Yeah. No. When they started coming, I was like, oh, this is TV. That's how my mind worked. That's how I saw it. They didn't have commercials at first, but then when they started coming, I realized that, holy shit, this is television. So it's going to work the same way as television. Instagram is Fox. Facebook is CBS. That's how my mind saw it. But you have to be able to trust your intuition to get into something early. And a lot of times we don't get into something until Elon Musk says Dogecoin. And now it's at its peak. So you get in it when it's high because the television is what informs everybody. And then you lose money, but all you really have to do is wait. Any Dogecoin today is at 40 cents again. I don't think it's at an all-time high, but it's headed there. Trump just hired Elon Musk to be the Dogecoin. He just hired him to be the Department of Government Efficiency. Douche. DOGE is what they calling it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, I want to ask you, you say it's volatile. And I think it's only fair. We talked about the positive, but what is the negative can you see in Bitcoin? Just asking, because I just want people, I think if we're talking this way, I think it's only responsible for us to say, okay, well, this could happen as well.
I see Travis Crown say the government is still going to stop it. You know, Travis, I thought that, until they just created fucking EFTs, Travis. ETFs. Until they created ETFs, Travis, I thought that. That mean the government had to pass the ETFs, and big money is in on this now. It's not happening, dog.
What's
BlackRock.
ETFs? I don't know what that is. I know what NFTs are. I don't know ETFs.
That's where big money invests their money at. Like
Okay.
ARK investment. Kathy, let me explain it to you. Kathy Woods creates these ETFs. I'm gonna give you the correct meaning of it. Exchange traded funds, a basket of investments like stocks or bonds. They created ETFs to go with Bitcoin and ETFs to go with Ethereum. So these big money people, these large corporations, can get in on the crypto without having to go buy Bitcoin on their own. They let Kathy Woods invest their money. They let BlackRock invest their money. So corporate money is in on it now.
Mm-hmm.
So all that, the government gonna stop it. No, the government just had to pass these things. I saw that when it happened because we all thought Bitcoin was gonna skyrocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is your skyrocket right here. So it's volatile. It's volatile, Hayes, and it's unknown, right? It's not controlled by anybody. So that's the bad part of it. There's a guy, Satoshi Komoko, whatever his name is, he created this, and nobody knows who he is. Like nobody knows if he's alive. So the bad part is
the only thing I'm gonna say about Bitcoin that I heard, and I think it was Vice. You know Vice, they do the investigative stuff. They were talking about some African cats in a hut that had supercomputers with water running through them. They don't even have a real crib, but they got these 10, at that time, like $20,000 computers with water was running through them. They were mining for Bitcoin. That's why I said that stuff blew my mind. But shout out to Shad. He said ETFs are basically mutual funds with lower fees.
Right. But those guys, ARK and BlackRock, those are the big money guys. Those are the guys who run the country. Like that's the people. You know what I'm saying? We talk about billions and billions. They run the stock market. They own the stock market.
Mm.
So
once there's no such thing as the Wolf of Wall Street, dude.
He was a good investor.
I got you. I'll just talk trash.
He was a good investor.
Yeah, I would say this real quick. Last question. Let's get into. I think this is a great question. Even though I think Joshua still shout out to a member being a little funny, but I think it's great. At this point, is it safe to say you've officially missed the Bitcoin wave?
That's what I'm saying. Josh. They came out and said Bitcoin was going to be worth $1 million 3 years ago, and nobody thought so, right? Here's the thing, though, for everybody that's watching, I don't think you've missed anything. You've just missed to buy it at a lower price. But I think it's gold. I think it's digital gold, and I think it's going to keep going up. So no, you have not missed it. But I'm gonna tell you this, Josh, big dog, Josh a villain. We had this conversation at the barbershop one day. If you keep sitting here saying, damn, I missed Apple, I missed Tesla, I missed Bitcoin, I missed Google, right? Mm-hmm. And don't jump on something, you're going to keep watching the train just go past. You're just sitting there. Hey, if you just keep saying you missed it, right? You just sit your ass on the sideline and watch it go past.
You gonna be like this?
You gotta get it, dog.
Taxi. I love it, man. Listen, I love it, man. And shout out to LV. Say I made $56 off my Bitcoin. Yeah,
what's the percentage? What's the percentage, LV? That's all we care about up here.
Yeah.
You said my mama put $100 in. She made $400. I was so happy for her. She was like, "It's only $300. I can't do that." I said, "Mom, that's 300%. Mom, you crazy?" She didn't see it, dog. I just walked out the house sad, dog. I was like, "It's over. Ain't no hope." Let's go to the casino, motherfucker.
Say, Mom, name me something in this house you bought for $100 that's worth $400 today. That would have been a great example. Name me something in here that you bought for $100 that's worth $400 today.
In your life, name me something in your life you bought for $100.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it.
You're right. But you know how mamas is, Hayes, man. I was just like, let's go to the casino. Fuck it. Family Feud. Here we go.
Give them your $100, and then they're gonna go invest it and make $400.